Welcome to Guernsey, the home of Raymond Evison Clematis and also the home of the world-famous Guernsey Clematis nursery. Our work really, I guess, is in two parts. One is the breeding and the development of new clematis, and that's taken care of by Raymond J. Evison Limited. The propagation, the production of all our millions of clematis is taken care of by the Guernsey Clematis nursery. Our nurseries extend to over 5 acres of glasshouses. In a typical breeding season, we carry out 600 to 700 control crosses, which generates about 10 to 12,000 seeds. And after 6 to 18 months, we get about 35, maybe 40% of the seeds to germinate. These are then grown on for 1 year, and then we view the 3,000 or so new seedlings the following spring. At present, we are actually selecting from 3,000 seedlings. These came from the 2016 and 2017 breeding season. We only select about 100 to 150 new clematis from the 3,000 seedlings each year. The others are actually thrown away. The selected ones will then be propagated and grown on for a further year and a half, and then viewed again when we have 4 plants of each of the new varieties. This is then repeated the following year, and then at last, when we are certain that the selected new varieties are really, really good, we propagate these and build them up to about 10,000 young plants to sell to our leading customers. So the whole process from pollination to putting a new clematis on the market is approximately 8 to 10 years, a long, long process. Our aims at present are to breed better deep-coloured varieties such as reds, blues and purples, but we are always looking for double-flowered varieties. Usually we like to launch the new varieties at the Chelsea Flower Show, as this is seen as the world platform for the launch of new plants these days. Guernsey Clematis is a young plant production nursery where we grow annually about 2 million young clematis plants for our world market, and plants are grown in modern high-tech facilities which are computer controlled, as you might imagine. We supply about 20% of the world's annual requirements of young clematis plants. Our main markets are North America, England, Europe, and we supply also into China, Japan, South Korea and as well as Russia. At this time of the year, we would normally be making about 15 to 20,000 clematis cuttings per day, and these are rooted in polythene tunnels, where rooting takes about 3 weeks. The plants are then moved to different climate zones until they have been hardened off, as we call it, and then they are potted by machinery at the rate of 25,000 plants per day. The potted 7 centimetre sized plants are grown on until they are ready for sale, and we prune these several times to encourage the plants to be bushy. Their tops are actually removed, and these are used for the next batches of cuttings. The production of young 7 centimetre plants takes about 9 months from start to finish. Plants for the European market are shipped out on Danish trolleys in their pots and with all foliage. But any plants that are going to be shipped to countries outside of Europe have to be pruned, defoliated, washed, clear of all compost to meet the requirements of the various countries' plant health regulations. These are then packed carefully for their journey by sea or air. Sadly, today you won't have seen people working in our glasshouses due to the current regulations of social distancing. But now we are going to have a look at the plants that were destined to travel to London for this year's Chelsea Flower Show. So we should have been taking about 30 different varieties of clematis to this year's Chelsea Flower Show, but I want to just share with you just a few, and I guess they're some of my favorites. Let me show you this one. It's called Tranquility. We launched this at the Chelsea Flower Show about 2 years ago. I think that the flower colour is very tranquil, thus its name, but it's a fantastic plant. It flowers low down and then it will flower up its stem. Just look at all these flower buds coming here. So it flowers for a really long time, and that's called Tranquility. And I know I get teased in the nursery because I always like white flowers and some of the pale ones too. And this is Corinne. Corinne, again, I think really quite a stunning flower, really strong stems, lovely buds, as you can see. And from a breeding perspective, we're really proud of this one because it just has so many flowers and flowers for such a long time. And I suppose people really like dramatic colors. As I say, I like the paler colors, but this is Nubia. Nubia we launched at Chelsea Flower Show, I think about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. It's a stunning red, as you can see. And one of my tips is if you have a very shady area in your garden or an outdoor eating area or something like that, then certainly use the paler colors like Corinne. But if you have a very sunny aspect, then you can use this clematis like Nubia. Nubia is brilliant in strong sunshine, very compact, and again full of flower buds, lots of flowers to come. And people love blue clematis, and people think of clematis as being blue. This is Diana's Delight. Diana's Delight is really, I think, quite a stunning color, lovely shades as you can see, a very compact plant again, lots of growth and compact habit, lots of flowers. This one will start flowering at the really late spring, early summer, and go on through the summer season. So really a charming one, very compact, like Nubia, only growing 3 to 4 feet, so 90 to 120 centimeters. Giselle. This is such a stunning habit, I think, of this plant. You see so many flowers, and really when the plant is flowering like this, within a week or so it'll put up new growth, and then you'll have another crop of flowers. So really a marvelous value for money. And with this one, Giselle, then I think more of a shady spot in your garden for this one. As I mentioned, I like white flowers, but look at this one. It's called Kitty. Kitty is a marvelous plant, very, very compact, as you can see. Lots and lots of flower buds here. But again, as it's flowering now, it's already putting on new growth here, and every leaf axil bud has flower buds coming as well. So a great plant, good value for money. And maybe you have a window box. If you plant Kitty in a window box, it's fantastic because it's nice and bushy, and then the stems can grow up or they can cascade down. This one is called Volunteer, and the volunteers at the Royal Botanic Gardens at Kew asked, could we name a clematis Volunteer, because there are so many volunteers throughout the whole world. So this is Volunteer that we launched at Chelsea, perhaps now 5 years ago or something like that. But again, as you can see, very compact, lots and lots of flower buds, so great value. And Volunteer only really grows up to about 3 feet, maybe 4 feet. So these clematis that I've been showing you are all ideal for growing in pots and containers, or of course, they can grow quite happily in a garden, but they really are designed for small spaces. So if you have a small town garden or a city garden, then these compact clematis are low maintenance, great value for money, and they'll give you lots and lots of flower.